Hey guys, Jay Massey here. Welcome back to the channel. One of the best things about, being a part of the short-term rental economy is that inside of many of our private groups, we're not alone. We have other individuals who have built their portfolios, who have experience, who understand how this business is run. They've taken the same systems and made them bigger, better, faster, and we all continually work together. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you some of my thoughts as well as another member's on the topic of growing too fast and how to do it, and honestly some of the financing techniques, and just a way to make sure that wherever you are a part of, you have a way to help everybody grow and not just yourself. Now, if you like information like this and you would like to get more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you'd like to join the cause and help us reach more entrepreneurs like you, please hit that like button. In the meantime, enjoy. All right, Russell J., one of my property owners, offered me another 2 units. That's good. I'm concerned about growing too fast. You should be. Yet, I want the units. I understand. I have 4 units total. The 4th will go live next week. Okay. And I could have 2 more units starting April 1st. Okay. And 2 more in June and July. My biggest obstacle is the financing. Can you speak on growing too fast? Well, I know. I'm sure I can. I'm sure I definitely can. I think we all can to some degree. Can we not? I see. I think Rebecca wants to say something. I'm watching her. I'm looking at her right now. Go ahead.
All right, so we're talking about growing too fast.
Yeah. We know nothing about that, right?
Oh, nothing. $40,000 before the next rent check. Nothing about that.
No, never.
Seriously though, when you're growing, make sure you do have enough capital to grow, and you give yourself enough of a timeline. So if you're borrowing money, like borrowing it for 6 months, that's not long enough. You probably want to, if you're raising capital, borrowing money for at least a year or 2 years is kind of what you want to do. But you want to kind of build out your business model of how much an investment do you need to pick up your units. So you need to really figure out your finances. So if you have a bookkeeper, if you're using Massey, I'm not sure. But that would really help you to see, can you actually pick them up? Because it's nice. Like I remember I had an opportunity to pick up 20 units a couple years ago, and I couldn't. And then Jay was like, well, I can. Why don't you invite me to do it? So we actually invited Jay into the building and introduced him to the landlord so that we could have all the short-term rental operators running the building, but we didn't operate all of them. So another option is to bring in other operators if you yourself can't pick it up. But I would really recommend knowing how much it's going to cost and having that runway for yourself. Yep. If you don't do that, you will create a lot of stress. You may also, we never did that. We never let it get to this point, but it could also ruin your relationships with your existing owners if you're not paying them on time. Like I said, we never allowed it to get to that, but we had to reach real deep to find some of that financing because we did grow too fast at times, multiple times. Yep. But now we don't, and we're fine. But I would recommend, and I'm sure Jay is going to say something similar to that, and it's actually not only your financing, it's your systems.
That's actually where I was going.
Like if you don't have your systems,
that's what I was going to focus on. It's
you're going to just collapse.
When you outgrow your systems too quickly, you experience breakdowns, and those breakdowns cause stress. I mean, you see I'm bald, but that's not why.
Jay used to have this much hair.
What's that?
So you used to have this much hair before you started.
There you go. Are we the before and after? So that's it. But that's the point, is when you growing fast sounds exciting, and it is. You're talking to a person who I purchased somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 doors. I did this twice in like a 90 to 120 day period.
Wow.
You never want to go that quickly with yeah.
That's nice.
She's
That's
like,
a lot.
what's wrong with you? I would, it was weird for me. I had nothing to do. We had the back end of the house so tight that all I had to do was focus on the front end. But even then, it was still too much too quickly. And you don't want to put yourself in that situation because of all the things that Rebecca said. Now, if you're already in that situation, that's one thing. But at the same time, I don't want you being afraid of growing. And that's one of the reasons why, if you are fundamentally practicing what we've suggested in Profit First, you'll know when you have the finances as she was talking about. You'll also know, like, and here's a quick test, Russell. If you right now stopped answering your phone, responding to text messages, cut off your email, and left the country for 7 consecutive days, what happens to your business? Is it on fire? Does it fall completely apart? Does it grow? Does it stay the same? And depending how that answer goes, that'll tell you if you're ready to grow or not. If you feel like you can't leave, your systems aren't ready. If you know something is not going to get paid or missed or messed up, then it's probably a money situation that you've got to figure out. If you know that it's your baby is still too young to walk on its own, that's called you're not ready yet. Now, that doesn't mean don't help the landlord, because what Rebecca was talking about is key for all of us to understand. When we're out there letting landlords know we can solve this problem, we need to be aware that if we start turning landlords down, they're going to stop bringing us units. But if we have a quality solution for them, they will keep bringing them to us, even if it's not us that have the ability to take them down. Because what Rebecca did, I also do as well. Part of how I took the Long Beach building down is I said, hey, Robert, why don't you take 4? I take 8. And then the LA guy came back again. I was like, you know what? Carol wants some. So that's how Carol got some. And this keeps happening to me, especially every time I go speaking. Like this Thursday, I'm going speaking again in Pasadena. So guess what's going to happen? In that room, there will be landlords with property. I'm almost certain I will be approached with someone with an apartment building that will say, hey, can you take, and I'm going to say, I can take some, but I can't take them all, because it happens all the time. And if we're all out there looking out for each other, we'll all continue to grow. And Russell, I think you're in Minnesota. I forget where, but I'm pretty sure, I think, what's her name? Sarah is near you, because you're both freezing together in the cold. Yes. So you might want to ask her, because I'm pretty sure that's there too.
And also, can people
go
still hear
ahead.
me? Okay. Also, when let's say you're wanting to pick up 2 units and another 2 in a couple months and another 2, like, you can also be creative with the landlord. Like, let's say you knew you couldn't pick up both units at the same time for, let's say, financially. Well, you can be creative and say, hey, landlord, I'd like to have access to both of these units right now, but I want to start paying rent actually on the 15th. Give me the keys on the 1st. Let's start paying on the 15th. That way you're able to get some credits or discounts where you could start making money before you even need to start paying rent. Or you can, there's a lot of things. It's basically about negotiating with landlords, like, especially when you start to create that relationship. Like, we've been able to pick up buildings without paying rent yet, and we've completely furnished them and everything. Our security deposit is very minuscule, and that's because we've created these relationships with these owners. So your systems are going to be the most important, because if you don't have your systems in first, you can't be creative with your systems, right? Nope. But you can be creative with your finances. Yeah. You can find money in ways that you didn't know. For example, like doing what I was just talking about. But your systems, that's not as flexible. You have to know that your systems work. Like, And when Jay was saying like take a week off to see if they still work, like we did exactly that, but we took 6 weeks off and went to another country because in a completely different time zone. And that's how we're able to find our holes. Not to say you need to do that, but doing something like that where you really don't have access to help and seeing what falls and what doesn't. Obviously, having somebody there as backup to tell you what falls and what doesn't, so that it doesn't fall completely, is going to be helpful. But your systems first, and then being creative financially is definitely an option, and it's there, and that's just about negotiation and how strong your relationships are at that point.
Yep, absolutely. That's what she said. 100%. So at the end of the day, we want you guys to go out there, become bigger, better, badder, and make more revenue happen. Because I know once you do, you'll be able to do the things that actually matter to you, and that's what I get excited about. So, anyway, it's been fun talking to you guys today. I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Until next time.